Hi Gemini, how are we this week? Just doing our weekly reading, which that time of the month again, we're looking at the month ahead. Okay, so looking at July, what's happening for you in July. Okay, so please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate that. I know I am repeating this message, but I am just a small non-monetized channel, so all your support really, really does mean a lot to me. I really appreciate that. But this week I've got the I Don't Care Oracle deck. I also have the Love Angels Oracle deck we'll be using, and the Lenormand deck we have this week. We have the Slavic Folklore Lenormand. Okay, so getting sort of straight on into it for you, starting off with those oracles as a bit of an overview of what's happening for you through the month of July. We are going to go start, middle, and end of July as normal. Okay. All right, Gemini. Gemini, what does Gemini need to know about July? What's going on for Geminis in July? Start, middle, and end of July for Gemini. I feel like I'm actually going to grab two for each section here. Okay, start, middle, and end of July. Okay. The start of July, we are seeing inhale, exhale. Just breathe, Gemini. Time to take some rest at the start of July here. Slow down a little bit and just relax. Just breathe. Stop rushing around so much. It's probably been a very busy season for you. You've just sort of finished your birthday season. So, you've probably had quite a lot going on in the last month or so. So, it's time to sort of take a bit of a chill pill and just slow that breathing down. Okay, we also have cool, relax, everything is fine. All right, so you can see in that image there, we've got the parachute tied up in the tree out of sort of, well, it's not a parachute, it's just her jacket. Okay, but hanging out of the tree, she's tied in the tree, and she's like, cool, relax, everything is fine. I'll find my way out of this conundrum. I'm just going to stop, slow down, breathe. Everything will work out fine. I am seeing in both of these cards, you do see the charger cord here being unplugged, but in a bit of a tangle. We do have that tangled rope in this energy here as well. So, there may just be some entanglements that have sort of had you a little bit wrapped up in the last month here, and that's why we're seeing the need for you to really slow down and just relax and just know that, everything is working out how it needs to be, even if you feel like you're in a bit of a tangle. Cool, relax, it is what it is. Everything is fine and it will be fine. Okay, so we'll get a bit of clarification about the start of July for you here. Start of July for our Geminis. So maybe you have had some transitions, had some new things popping in for you. I do have here the Herald, which that is the stork in the standard deck here. We have the Ring, so focus on relationships for you this month as well, Gemini. Anyone that did watch the shadow work reading, that is kind of the theme at the moment for the 2 full moons in Capricorn is, focusing on relationships, and for you here with that stork energy, it's really, what needs to be stirred up within relationships, what's not working, and, stirring the pot a little bit, getting that energy flowing, especially when it comes to giving and receiving. We have the flowers here as well. So, the flowers really is about reciprocal energy, giving and receiving from these relationships around you. Are there, stopping and thinking, are these relationships one-sided? Am I giving a lot more than I'm receiving from these people. And you know, if that's the case, stirring that up a little bit, and stirring your life up, I feel, for some of you, when it comes to, you know, needing to remove relationships that aren't working for you anymore, that you're not actually receiving anything in return, you know, for all your action, your time, your love, your energy that you're putting in here. You know, do you need to sort of stir the pot a little bit and call somebody out about that? Like, you know, I'm putting in all this time, I'm putting in all this effort. Where are you? What are you doing here? You know, and really, really focusing on the reciprocal energy. Are you receiving, you know, pleasure from these relationships anymore? Is it bringing you enjoyment? Spending time with that person, giving so much to these people. You know, so for a lot of you, that is sort of the focus of the start of July here, especially with that inhale, exhale. I do find a lot of you really taking the time to just sit in it, sit in that energy, and really think it through a little bit here, and work out exactly, you know, maybe meditating on the subject of the relationships in your life, or a specific relationship, and, you know, cool, relax, everything is fine, like, and how it is going to be fine, and what you need to do to make it fine. So I do feel as though, for a lot of you, just chilling and you know, really focusing on things in a different kind of way, and really just, you know, just sitting with it for a little bit here for a lot of you, before you actually do sort of start stirring that pot and trying to shift the energy into some sort of new energy, creating new energy, stirring things up in those relationships, stirring things up within yourself, like, you know, making sure that you do sort of have these transitions and changes in connections, that you know, whatever's not serving you, it doesn't need to change, or does it just need to evolve to a different kind of relationship here. So those sorts of themes at the start of July for you. The middle of July, we do see there's no planet B. Okay, so you can see the turtles and the dolphins kind of stuck in all this rubbish. So it's kind of showing us that, you know, because I'm picking this up in a couple of ways here, because the next card we have is do not regret anything. Okay, do not regret anything. So I feel like for some of you, there is this energy here of picking up the trash, like, or picking through the trash, or, you know, trashing things, and not, and understanding that, you know, if you trash a certain thing in your life, there is no backup plan there. That, you know, don't do something that you may regret, basically. So be careful what exactly you are trashing. So I feel like this is, you know, flowing through from that relationship stuff at the start of the month, where for some of you, you know, that's why we're seeing that inhale, exhale, that slow down and really stop and think about these things before you actually take action, and you know, trash a relationship that, you know, could have actually been a really good relationship. Are you going to you know, regret trashing that relationship, you know, if it's not serving you right now, rather than allowing it to evolve into, you know, or calling someone out and saying, look, I'm not receiving as much as I need to be from you, and giving them this opportunity to, you know, recycle, and rather than throwing it in the bin, is kind of what I'm picking up here, for a lot of you, that this need to recycle rather than throw it in the bin. And I do feel that for some of you here, there is this energy of giving away. I'm just, it's a bit random here, Gemini, but I am getting this energy of, you know, you giving away certain things that belong to you, like actual belongings. And then, you know, a week later kind of regretting it, because all of a sudden you need that thing. Like, you may have had something that you're like, oh, this doesn't hold any meaning for me anymore. I haven't used it. I've had it for 10 years and I haven't used it. I'm going to give this to somebody else. But then all of a sudden, just circumstances, randomly, you need that thing. And I'm getting that it is coming through heavily here for some of you with money and food. I'm picking up here. So just be careful what resources you're giving too much away, because I do feel that for some of you, you know, don't regret anything. Like, think about what, you know, before you give away something, or even if it's just a part of yourself, before you give, really actually stop and think about, hang on, if I don't receive, you know, that back, or if I, if something happened out of the blue a week from now, would I regret giving this person that thing, that money, that piece of me? So really thinking through, like, consequences, I suppose, of your giving. Okay, so really needing to just be aware of what exactly you're giving during the middle of July here. It does feel as though some of you may be just giving a little bit too much. Invest, and I'm kind of also picking up here onto investing too much into like a job or a workplace where you may be. I'm getting multiple messages about that one too, that some of you may I am picking up on trash talking. Don't, be careful what you say. Don't trash talk people at work. You may regret it. Think about the potential consequences here. And also this energy of, giving too much of your time, your energy to a workplace if they're not, compensating you fairly in some form for that. But we'll clarify with the lenormand as well. Gemini, what's going on for Gemini in the middle of July, please? Middle of July for our Geminis. Okay, yeah, so we are firstly seeing the bear energy here, Gemini, which makes sense, protecting yourself, protecting your assets, setting firm boundaries around yourself. So, I can't afford to lend you money right now. I can't afford to put my extra, do overtime unless I'm being compensated for that. Really putting up clear boundaries around yourself and protecting yourself, because you need to be given to as well. It needs to be reciprocal, and you're starting the month off thinking about that, what's reciprocal and what's not. So be careful not to give too much this month. It does feel like this is kind of like an ongoing theme for you here, Gemini, that you are really needing to think about how you're putting up boundaries when it comes to the way that you give to others, your time, your love, your energy, your stuff as well. Okay, we do have the book coming through here as well, so that's knowledge. There's knowledge that needs to be gained here, because I do also see the snake. Okay, and the snake is a very interesting energy. It can talk about quite a few things, but I am straight away getting drawn to the like the Adam and Eve snake story, right? Which is where the basis of the snake energy comes from. But I'm also seeing the Bible here with the book energy. So I'm getting really drawn to the story of Adam and Eve, and really actually using your wisdom. Because it doesn't matter what you believe, we all kind of know that story of Eve getting tricked into eating the apple by the snake. Right, and so it's talking about, rather than allowing yourself to be tricked into lowering those boundaries and not looking out for yourself first and foremost, that somebody may be trying to kind of trick you into something during the middle of July here that you may regret if you follow that path there. So really needing to use your wisdom here. We do see this snake card. It is the snake wrapped around the tree here, and trees do quite often talk about wisdom. So we do see that here with this book energy as well. Research, knowledge. So there is some sort of knowledge here with both of these energies, and the knowledge is probably, it's like seeing the truth of somebody who's trying to kind of, it's not so much trick you, but it's kind of not telling you the full truth of something, and you actually really needing to use your inner wisdom, or your just your general wisdom. Research the topic yourself. Don't take someone's word for it. Really researching for yourself. Educate yourself rather than because I feel like for a lot of you it's got to do with this boundaries thing. So it's like somebody trying to say to you, oh, it's in your work contract that you have to do X amount of overtime during the month. And don't just take their word for it. Needing to go and find that contract and research and educate yourself on, what rules there are, and, in regard to that, and whatnot. So it just feels like somebody. It's not outright deception. They may believe that is the case, but it's just kind of like, once you check the fine print, it's like that's not the actual truth of the matter. So really needing to research something for yourself rather than just taking somebody's word for it. And especially when it comes to, this boundary that somebody is trying to push here. You're trying to put up this boundary of, like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to give too much here. And someone's kind of trying to, and if it's the case of, giving somebody something, they may say to you, oh, I only need it for this. I will, I'll return it in, a day. And you're thinking, hang on, there's just something you're not feeling quite right about that. You research a little bit more and you're like, oh, it would actually take this person 5 days to complete that task. So giving them this thing, it's actually not, they're not going to be able to return it for, a minimum of 5 days, rather than the 1 day that they're trying to sort of promise you here. So just be careful, and like, if you're lending somebody money, oh, I'll pay you back tomorrow, but it's feeling like, just paying a little bit of attention to doing your own research here and saying, you will, hang on, how are you going to pay me back tomorrow? Because when do you get paid? Oh, I get paid next week. Well, how are you going to pay me back tomorrow? That kind of thing. So calling people out this month, Gemini. There seems to be, a few times this month where you may be needing to call people out on their BS a little bit. All right, but the end of June here, we are seeing, this is a very interesting energy. Game over. This is, once again, it's connected to what we're already seeing. Game over. Damn, I can't pull the wool over Gemini's eyes anymore. Gemini knows what I'm up to. Gemini has seen through my BS and called game over on me. I've used up all my 9 lives with Gemini now. So, boom, 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 game over, down, down, down. So that's kind of what that feels like. But for some of you, it's kind of to do with, some sort of game playing. That, maybe if you feel as though somebody has been sort of playing games with you a little bit, game over. They lose. You're winning here at the end of the month. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Game over. For someone here too, there is this energy of someone around you getting karma, and that's the game over. Karma finally catching up with somebody for something that they've done for you as well. Done to you. Very interesting, because I am getting that, that Monopoly thing. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go straight to jail. So, it's definitely someone, this business, because I'm getting this work thing all over again. This business has been mistreating staff, and, bong bong, and game over. They've been investigated, and they're getting fined for their, their actions, and they're having to make these payouts back to their staff that they've, ripped off, and all this stuff. So, those sorts of things are coming up at the end of June for you here. And we are seeing treat yourself to whatever you want here, Gemini. So that does let me know that this game over energy, this finalization of someone who's trying to be tricky or trying to manipulate you or has been playing games with you, their karma seems to have come up, and it's time for you to treat yourself to whatever you want, because, you seem to be a little bit more of this, a little bit celebratory energy here, where you're able to kind of, splash out and have that fancy meal. Treat yourself, have a chocolate with dinner, have a nice glass of wine, because you've deserved it. Okay, you've made sure you it all comes back to this boundaries, putting up your boundaries in a clear, communicative way, and doing your own research, seeing through anyone's BS this month. Treat yourself. You've had a hard one. You've started off in a bit of a tangle, and there has been some sort of entanglement where you've needed to put up strong boundaries here. But by the end of the month, you are kind of in this energy of, oh, I got through that. I got through that. Now I can, sit back and have a nice big dinner or whatever it is in your particular situation. It's a little bit of a, oh, you've earned this, Gemini. Celebrate, treat yourself, whether, in the image it's talking about sort of food here, but I do feel that for a lot of you, it's like, go and buy yourself a little present or something like that, you've deserved it. You know that, for some of you, you're going to have, I do feel that for some of you, there is going to be this work payout where all of a sudden the way that you've been wronged, game over. You're getting all that what you're owed, getting what you're owed for some of you here at the end of July. Okay, end of July for our Geminis. Finishing the month in a really good energy here. We've got the sun coming through, which is all about happiness, but it does bring things to light. So that's bringing to light that game over energy, that bringing to light, someone's finally getting their comeuppance. That's what I'm hearing there. But it's all about happiness for you. Nice, warm, happy, bright energy for you there. We also have the anchor. So your resilience is paying off here. You're being able to know that you can hold yourself steady through whatever storm. No matter how tangled up you're feeling, you're holding yourself very steady. The anchor does have a lot of security along with that, holds you steady. It's nice and reliable and strong, and no matter what storm there is, the sun, the sun will shine again, and you'll get through. Okay, especially with the heart here as well. So unconditional love, charity and forgiveness as well, so that you are, just in this lovely, peaceful, kind of happy energy at the end of July here. A lot of love, being able to depend on the ones that you do truly love and care about, and being able to depend on yourself and your own heart space, knowing that you've done the right thing by yourself here as well, is sort of what's coming through for you there. Okay, Gemini. What does Gemini need to know in July? What's going on for Gemini in love during July? Be present. Okay, you will attract love by enjoying your life as it is. Wherever you are, be all there. Okay, so once again, that inhale, exhale, relax, everything is fine. Doesn't matter where you are, no matter how much of a tangle you're in, you're exactly where you need to be. Be present in the moment and just enjoy it for what it is. Okay, the middle of the month here, when we were sort of talking about, seeing through to the truth and doing your own research, using your knowledge to know that there might be no backup plan if you trash a certain thing too much here. I keep getting recycle rather than trashing things, but beware of codependency. Addictive behaviors are affecting your romantic life. So for some of you, this issue in the middle of the month is directly associated with some sort of addiction. Somebody might be addicted to, an actual substance. But I'm also picking out like it might be addictions to, the way that they treat people. That they have this kind of addictive behavior where they're so used to, treating people a certain way that that is just how they act now. It's coming through a little bit randomly there, but codependency, people might be relying on you just a little bit too much. And that's why your boundaries are so important this month. Open yourself to others for the end of the month here. Open your heart. This is how you'll create new friendships and attract a love relationship. So we do see you at the end of July opening up to, treat yourself, look after yourself, opening up that heart space, knowing that you are this anchor that can survive any storm that comes your way. And this will actually really help, open you up to that happiness, open you up to, love relationships as well, regardless of whether you're already in a connection or not, Gemini. Okay, but that's what we have for you this month. Leave me a comment. Let me know how that resonates in your particular scenario. And hopefully I will see you all again soon.